to understand we're going to win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know, but we don't.
What's up, everybody? This is Prime Sports Media. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host. I want to get into this right now because I have some disturbing news to tell you all out there. There's a lot going on out there in the streets of football. I also want to reflect on the fact that this was a very difficult game that Colorado lost to Oregon. Oregon is a good team. Let's just get that up front. They are a good team, but they are a team that's been assembled for some time. And you have a situation with Colorado where Coach Prime came in and had to do a rehaul. So let's keep that in mind, that they went up against a team that's got more experience in terms of playing together and what have you. And the game is always won in the trenches. And as I said in the previous video that I did on Sunday, the post-game video, is that the offensive line is a heartbeat of a football team. And that's where real football games are really won, between the lines of the trenches, offensive lineman and defensive lineman. And Coach Prime is going to get the players that he needs to beef things up. I know it was frustrating to see Coach Prime and, you know, the legacy is that he's building. And I'm going to say this, a legacy from coaching youth sports to high school sports to what he did at Jackson State to where he is now at Colorado. We got to give him a clap for that. I know it was frustrating to see Shedeur not at his best because he didn't have the protection that was necessary to make the plays that were necessary to win this game. He was sacked way too many times. You can see on his face there, it's obvious that he was frustrated going through some things. There was frustration for Keyshawn Sanders as well. I mean, he went out there and got about 7 tackles, was doing the best he could under the circumstances. You can see Coach Prime talking to his son there, one of his sons, Keyshawn. It was a very frustrating day, to say the least, for everyone that's been following Colorado in this journey. And we want them to win. We want them to be successful, but we also have to be realistic as those of us that follow this team and support this team. And that realisticness is that Coach Prime may not have the players exactly that he wants to complete this football team in whole, being that this is only his first year in college football at the Power 5 level. But given the fact that you better watch out, things are going to change and coaches are going to take their shots at Coach Prime right now. Now, I want to say this, given that this horrific loss definitely was an effect that can stay with a team, but motivation is what you need to get out of these situations. Those of you out there who believe, make sure you leave a comment saying you believe and leave those 7s. Of course, the haters are loving what happened. And I've got something for you haters right now that's going to make you probably mad when I break a few things down here. So first of all, Coach Prime has a lot of pride. The team has pride as well. And, you know, they took it on the chin, but he's also taking it as a way to say, don't put your head down, lift your head up, because you know why? We've got some other things that we got to do. We got some other business to take care here because you still got a season to play. You've got USC coming up in just September the 30th to watch out for. But let's hear from Coach Prime. This is what he was quoted of him at his post press conference. And he said this: ain't nobody walking around the locker room with their napkins and tissues. That's right. And nobody's crying. It's a bad loss. It's a tough loss, but they're going to get on their feet and go forward. And those of you that believe in this team, don't stop the intensity now. Okay. Now, Coach Prime also had to say this. This is to you, the fans out there, people that are following this team. This is what Coach Prime put in his Twitter. Let's go, baby. The journey don't stop and will not stop. Thank you to all the support and love and understanding to everyone out there. Let's give it a clap. Let's give that a clap. Love and understanding. So Coach Prime knows what he has to do. He knows what is important. But now I want to get into the very, very, very disturbing part of my presentation of this broadcast. And I want to thank you wherever you are in the world. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you share this video on all your social media. And if you are a content creator, share it in your community tab. I appreciate that. But this is the area that's very disturbing. You see, I said it in the broadcast on Sunday, the live stream, the post live stream that I did, that I believe that there is a serious jealousy. The hate for Coach Prime that's coming from other coaches really is based in jealousy and envy because of all the attention that Coach Prime, Colorado, has garnered. And they have garnered this attention, rightfully so, because of winning 3 games in a row after coming off of being a 1-11 team a year ago. And secondly, it's Coach Prime, and the Prime effect is real. In terms of ticket sales, excitement about college football, Coach Prime has brought all of those to bear, and he deserves it. And the team deserves the attention that they were getting. But with jealousy and envy, other coaches are looking at this and they don't like it. They feel that it's taking away, or Coach Prime is taking the air out of the room from the attention that they believe that their team deserves as well. And I think that is where Dan Lanning, that's where some of his visceral and the things that he said about, oh, over there, they're just looking for clicks. Over there, they're not looking at substance. It's about Hollywood, or Hollywood, as I would call it. And in fact, this is who Coach Prime is. He's always been none shy to the media. He speaks out. He can be boastful. He can be very confident. You may see it as being cocky. He's not being fake. This is who he is. But a lot of these college coaches are very fake, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to put up something for you to see, because I think this hate is really legitimate. And I think it's legitimate to the point that these coaches are going to, and have been, and the word is on the street right now in the football sports world, is that the coaches were collaborating. Other coaches of other teams were collaborating, talking, prepping up Oregon to give them an advantage, even though they got a great team, of course, prepping them up when it came to playing against Colorado and Coach Prime. And what this is really all about, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's not about the players that Colorado has required in the transfer portal, even though they will make you think that that's really why they don't like what he has done. No, it's really that they don't like, either they don't like Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, or they feel threatened by the attention that he gets because it could help him in what? Recruiting. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
The almighty facts. As you hear the thunder, it's going to help him in recruiting and give him a recruiting advantage. This is what this is all about. And so what you hear, what we're hearing rumbling behind the scenes out there, and I'm going to give you some legitimate receipts here, is that these coaches may be jealous of Coach Prime because they think that he hasn't paid his dues. That how dare Coach Prime get all this attention because he hasn't paid his dues. You've got, now I'm going to say it again, Coach Prime coached youth sports. He's mentored. He had the Prime Academy, coaching high school, coached at Jackson State at the HBCU level, and now he's at the Pac-5 level, or the Power 5 level, excuse me there. I got Pac-12 on the mind or something. Okay. But what I'm here to tell you very simply is that they believe or think that how dare he garner all this attention when this man hasn't even paid his dues, but yet he has paid his dues. Now, remember Urban Meyer, who won, 2 national championships, 2 with Florida, 1 with Ohio, said that he had never seen such an efficient practice in his life when he went to Colorado and observed what Coach Prime was doing, that they are coaching there, that he has put together a great coaching staff. Now, does he have the players to the level that he really needs to be able to compete with a team like Oregon that has been together for quite some time? Quite honestly,
Tell the truth.
They do not, folks. But it does not mean they're not building for the future. This is what they're afraid of. Now, remember RG3 came out of Baylor. He was a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, played with Washington, had a very short career because of injuries. He was really a phenomenon when he broke into the NFL. Look at what he had to say about this issue of jealousy. Robert Griffin III said this off of his Twitter, or I guess it's called X now. The hate for Coach Prime is based in jealousy. He coaches differently and has brought in record-breaking audiences and value to Colorado. This loss to Oregon does not change the fact that Coach Prime is a winner and will make Colorado 1-2. It's fantastic. This is very fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. This is truth.
Tell the truth.
Now, I was up. Now here comes the receipts, everybody. I was looking at the what is it? Undisputed with Keyshawn Johnson. You know Keyshawn. Here goes a picture of him right here. He played. Remember, Keyshawn Johnson played for the Jets. He played for Tampa Bay, where he won his first Super Bowl ring. He played with the Panthers as well. Okay. And of course, you know that Michael Irvin is on set with the Undisputed. And of course, you have Brother Sherman, and I'm going to put this up here, Sherman and Skip Bayless. And they had some candid things to say about the game, how Colorado, really got beat. They said, yeah, it was a beat down, but they also noticed other nuances. And I want to put this up here by Sherman. Sherman said this. Richard Sherman believes that Oregon's Dan Lanning is jealous of Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has captured the attention of college football in a major way, but not everyone appears to appreciate his methods. During the number 19 Colorado matchup against number 10 Oregon, is video of Dan Lanning pregame speech to his team. And we know what that pregame speech is, that they're looking for clicks. We're about substance, sort of taking a little snippet at, little haterade there on Coach Prime. I'm here to tell you that this is everything to do more about Coach Prime than it does the players. This is what this is really all about. And Sherm made this statement on the Undisputed, and I think that he was correct about what he said. There's no doubt about that. Let me put up another connection here. Keyshawn Johnson, who I had mentioned before on this show, the great Keyshawn Johnson, who played at USC, and they're playing USC this upcoming weekend. He had some things to say about this situation as well. And so Keyshawn said that behind the scenes, through the grapevine, he was talking to several coaches in the coaching fraternity in college football. And I believe that his sources are correct. There was an article that was put out here that Keyshawn Johnson alleges that Oregon had help from other CFB coaches in beating Colorado. The former USC, okay? This is very important, everybody. The former USC wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson believes that Colorado was at a disadvantage against Oregon, not only because they might have had great players, maybe a little bit better players, whatever you want to call it, that Oregon thanks to help from elsewhere in college football. That they had a disadvantage against Oregon thanks to the help from others in college football world. What does this mean? What is he trying to say? Keyshawn Johnson said on the Undisputed that he talked to coaches, and he didn't name them. They went unnamed. You see how they hide behind the shadows. that they were calling up the phone, calling many of the Oregon coaches and giving them little nitbits of information, meaning you got not only is Coach Prime in Colorado going up against their opponents, they not only went up against Oregon, but they were going up against several other coaches that called Oregon's team or their coaching staff to give them information because they all wanted to see Coach Prime get beat, because this is really about their hate and jealousy of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders.
Tell the truth.
It is the truth. I want you to hear Keyshawn Johnson in his own words on the Undisputed. And here we go. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or videos this under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe the copyright under 17 USC 107. I want you all to see what Keyshawn Johnson had to say about this situation. What a shame. Keyshawn, take it away, brother. Facts right there, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand what Keyshawn Johnson just said is the key component, the key ingredient. They are playing a game and collaborating against Coach Prime. This is about Deion Sanders in their mind, Coach Prime. We know him as Coach Prime. This is what this is really all about. This is the key ingredient. It ain't about the kids. It's about the fact that this man could potentially take players away from them that they're recruiting, that they're in competition for. So they have to peg him down a little bit, make him look like a guy who's out of his frame, a guy who should not be coaching at the Power 5 level. This is a way to peg him down a little bit, is what I'm really trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. Keyshawn Johnson, I believe what he was saying. I don't know why Keyshawn Johnson would have no reason to lie about this. He's an ex-NFL player. He is also a USC alum, was a great player at USC in the Heisman race. And Keyshawn Johnson has connections to what's going on out there in the football streets, the football world. I tend to believe that what he's saying is based in facts. Let's hear a little bit of this again more. As
its attention, everybody against Deion.
Boom. That is the key again. These coaches are coaching against Deion. Keyshawn Johnson made it very clear. Let's hear that again. Richard Sherman is 100% right. You got to take pride, but you know Coach Prime is going to have them ready. You know he's going to talk to him about that. He's going to give him those fundamentals. So Sherman makes a good point, but I think Coach Prime is already talking about that. We know that he's going to get right with these young men in that locker room. But it just amazes me that what Keyshawn Johnson said was amazing to me about the coaches collaborating around the country, various coaches who called the phones of those coaches on Oregon's team because they were so hungry to bring Coach Prime down. You see what I'm talking about? There is a layer of jealousy here. Let's get back to this.
Took pride in what happened out there. He couldn't control as much as he's used to controlling. I'm sure if he was out there, he would feel like he would make a.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what I'm talking about? There's something to this. So when we talk about this jealousy and envy, this isn't just some make-believe thing that we have made up. This is something that's very real. And this is what they are afraid of. I want to show you this clip right here. This is from Coach Prime. And this is what Coach Prime had to say, folks. You heard the post-conference, the press conference where he said that, you know, you better get me now because later on it's going to be a different story, because he's talking about recruiting and getting better players and what have you. And this is why, at the end of the day, why they are jealous of Coach Prime, because of when he makes statements like what I'm going to show you here. That's really at the core of what this issue is. And the attention that Colorado and Coach Prime gets. But this is at the core of it. You're going to hear this right now. This is, as they say, this is federal law allows for citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright, motion picture, videotapes, videos, discs, certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, fair use, fair use. And let's hear Coach Prime. This is what it's all about. He's going to say it to you.
I don't say stuff just to say it for a click, you know, contrary to what somebody say. But I keep it.
He's talking about Dan Lanning, and he keeps receipts. That Michael Irvin is making right there. That keeping receipts is keeping those mental receipts as to what these coaches are saying and what they're doing. And now we're knowing that they're collaborating behind the scenes. This shows you the deep, deep jealousy and concern that they have for how great Coach Prime can become in this football program. Let's continue on here.
To get me now. He said 5 level. This is its first.
As Keyshawn Johnson said right there, this is his first year at the Power 5 level. Things are going to change. Things are going to give. You can certainly believe that. But I want all of us to keep a mental record in our head. Now, another thing that I want to say to you that's going to be reinforced by Shady McCoy, the running back who played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's on, I believe, ESPN now on the Speaks program. And he's going to reinforce and validate everything that I'm about to tell you right now. As we got beaten very badly by Oregon, keep this in mind. This is to everybody out there that are buffs, that are Colorado football fans, Deion Sanders fans, football fans, all sports fans in general. Yes, this is Coach Prime's first year in the Power 5. They lost badly to Oregon, but check this out. Once again, did you know this about Dan Lanning? When Dan Lanning took over Oregon and he played in his first year against Georgia, this is the truth.
Tell the truth.
How many of you out there know that Oregon got beat by Georgia? They got smashed at the tune of 49 points, and Oregon only scored 3. They got thrashed around and beaten 49-3 when they took on Georgia just a year ago. Remember, the same team that played TCU in the championship beat TCU really badly. We beat TCU, right? So what I'm saying to you, what goes around comes around. Anybody can be beaten, but let's not act like, and once again, I've said this before, as good as Oregon has been over the years and establishing themselves in football, they still have yet to win a national championship. That still has eluded them over the years. But I just want people to know that this whole thing about what they did to Colorado, yes, they beat us, but they also were thrashed themselves, I believe, just a year ago when he took over this football team and got thrashed by Georgia 49-3. I want to repeat that truth and let Shady McCoy, my man McCoy, the running back, played with Philadelphia, if I'm correct here, let him reinforce what I'm talking about. Check this out.
Woo. Shady, Dan Lanning's pregame speech. Corny.
Yeah,
Whoa. I liked it.
I'm gonna let you finish your question.
I liked it.
You liked
Was it out of line?
Yeah, it was out of line. It was out. The thing is, Deion ain't going looking for no clicks. That's who he is. His personality and what he did in the NFL and college gives you the clicks. People want to be around us because who he is. Deion's not acting. But you know what's funny about this coach though? What's his name again?
Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning. Yeah. Now, his first game against a big opponent, you know what that was like? 2 years ago?
Last year.
Oh, my bad, last year. They played
Last
Georgia.
year,
Well,
that's
what it
right.
was, 49-3.
49-3.
And I didn't see Kirby Smart saying nothing like that. He thanked the coach, and he walked off. See, the thing is with Colorado, they're not there yet. They're a big program now because of Coach Prime, not because they've been that. Oregon's been a big program. They've been with Nike. Once Nike came there in Oregon, they started getting all these players, right? Made all this hype up. So now when you play elite team, two elite teams, you get beat 49-3 compared to Colorado, with one coach is getting his players from the portal, right? He didn't get to get his players yet. But when he will, we'll see how they meet up. And we'll see if he's talking about getting clickbaits and all that bull crap. Because I keep my receipts. That 49-3.
That's an interesting.
I like it, Shady. Get that stuff on him then, Shady.
He did also take that program over from Mario Cristobal.
On, right.
You see what Miami's doing right now.
No doubt.
You see what I'm talking about? I bring receipts, everybody. Now, I want to bring up something that I think is wonderful. Coach Prime spoke to the team in a meeting, and he talked about a text that he received from Travis Hunter, who you see right there. Give him a clap.
Tell the truth.
And what I want to do is put this up here. This was on Twitter, but there's a video to this, the actual video, but I wanted to read this to you. Travis Hunter texts Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and he said this: I need to play this week. I'm not taking no for an answer. Now, we know that Travis Hunter suffered from a lacerated liver injury a couple weeks ago against Colorado State, but he could not wait to get back to help his teammates out, right? And also there was some talk about Travis Hunter playing video games, resting up. People were criticizing him playing video games while the team was losing, but he sent a text. That was the criticism from the media, everybody. But he sent a text to Coach Prime saying that he wants to play in the USC game. But Coach Prime said in that meeting that he was not letting him play because his health was more important than a football game, and that he'll decide when he can play when he's at full strength and health. That shows character. That shows principle from Coach Prime. This is the kind of man that Coach Prime is, and we need to definitely clap that up. Everybody, I want to thank you for being a part of this channel, subscribing to the channel. We're at 23,000 subs and going up. And I want to thank you. Share this in your social media. Share this in your community tab if you're a content creator. I'll be back to drop a video. Hopefully, I can drop that video on Thursday related to the pre-game review as Colorado takes on USC at home. I'm glad they're playing at home. And I'm going to do a breakdown in terms of what USC presents, what the glaring weaknesses are, what Colorado's going to have to do to bounce back. And we know that Deion Sanders definitely wants to bounce back and have success. With that said, you all take care. This is Prime Sports Media.
I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand, we're going to win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand, we're going to win right now, not later. Right now.